Oh dear, Beasley's not coming for work today. And Marlowe is too tired, he can hardly walk straight. Can he go home? I mean, he's the lead investigator on the case that we've got going, but I'll just have to do it because we are tiring these people out. It is getting quite a serious issue. We need more investigators and we need them now. So we're now getting a phone call.
Boyd.
Is everything okay, Jack? I'm not calling in the middle of a job.
No, you're okay. Did you find her?
Yes, I found her. Nothing shocking, don't worry. She's living with an insurance agent in the suburbs. He's 31 years old, recently divorced. He has a funny car, you know, like in that movie where that...
Did you talk to her?
Yeah, we talked. More like I talked and she basically cried. God, she hasn't cried so much since high school. You know, she was dating this boy from a restaurant and, what was his name? And
so, Laura, she'll be back?
Of course she'll be back. She just needs time.
Time? You mean once she gets tired of screwing the insurance agent?
Jack, you're talking about my daughter.
Yeah, I know. I want to... Well, I just wanted to come back.
Oh, he's really sad and lonely.
Don't worry, I'm with you. We just need a little patience.
Well, could you not screw her then? You know, just to get that out of your system.
You really just gotta be patient. Wait for my call.
All right. Again,
well, progress has been made. Who's the bloke behind her? I just noticed that there is an unmarked bloke. I can't show you, but on the left-hand side of the screen, right between the sofa and the plant, there's clearly a bloke. Or maybe it's a statue.
Well, you know, or the papers were talking about your resignation. They said you and Laura were a little tight, and I thought maybe you'd...
Good God.
Jack?
Not pleased about that, eh? I don't know if that's a real bloke or if that's just a statue. Could be both. I mean, she's an old, probably a fairly eccentric woman. I mean, she's, you know, the... Well, not wife. I should say wife. I should say mother of the daughter that we're dating. Anyway, we have theft out here. We can probably go and arrest now. We can. Let's get Asano... Kate Middleton, and let's not get the SWAT team going. Off they go. So once that's closed off, we can focus our full investigation. We can also request more job slots out here. Request everything, there's no harm in doing so. We have a disorderly conduct call at a playground. A young mother reported that an old man in rags entered the playground, climbed the hill and began shouting, "The universe is made of suffering and hatred. It will kill all of you." That's just true, that's just life. They might as well learn young, you know. The outraged mother shouted back, "Go away, you're scaring the children." It should say scarring because it's not really scaring, it's just, you know, the truth. Let's get Degar and Tony Robbins on the case. Tony, I should be careful about making references because I'm not sure who was involved in what in the UK, so some of these might be highly inappropriate. Yes, blah-de-blah, yeah, he was an honest servant, he was a bit shit, and, you know, raging alcoholic, but, you know, he'll be missed and all that. So the theft has been cleared, offender caught, and that was it. You were able to arrest all suspects, so everyone gets a good boost. What about our investigations? Now we have the hit and run. Let's go into the detective's overview. We can't swap out the lead investigator, but we can assign everyone. Let's assign those two who are working. They can get cracking on it. We'll get Mole working on it as soon as she's back. Meanwhile, the officers arrived at the disorderly conduct at the playground. Offender called, officers unharmed. Nothing as to the children, but I'll ignore them. I don't care about them. We have a bomb threat in the ghetto. An anonymous tip just came in. Some thugs are messing around with plastic explosives in the basement of an abandoned house and are handing it out to children along with toys. Let's dispatch Cecil, Sue Barker, Asano, Purdy and Yancey. Let's get the SWAT unit involved as well because quite clearly this is a serious call. We should take it seriously. It may be a false alarm, but we'll treat that one as serious. Bomb threats usually should be. Officers arrived at the bomb threat thing and we are requesting additional units. Let's get Kate Middleton, Degar and Robbins. We also have an assault in progress, but I do not have any available officers to attend. So I'll have to leave that really. I can't do anything. I don't have anyone that can dispatch out there and I can't use my detectives. The bomb call has cleared. Offender called, officers unharmed, civilians unharmed. So we found loot explosive. We probably can't get away with selling that, can we? No, we probably can't. But we'll see if the officers will get back in time to attend our assault. We also have San requesting assistance. But given the fact that that situation is looking fairly good, we won't do that. No, the assault will have to wait. What do we have out here? 2 trucks collided on a country road near the forest and police were called by a motorcyclist who was driving past. He said that one of the trucks rolled over and caught fire, but the driver managed to escape the flames. He grabbed a stick from the side of the road, set it on fire, and is now threatening the other driver, who has locked himself inside his truck. He could just drive away, you know. I can't attend, so that's unfortunate. Don't have anyone available. We now have everyone available, and let's dispatch a unit to the Sands. A wife of a young banker who recently helped us make quite a substantial deal just called up in tears, saying some creeps cornered her husband in the garage. Says they tied him up and they're threatening to light him on fire. Vargas goons, no doubt. Let's get Robbins on the call. He can go ahead and deal with that, you know, with discretion. Assault, yeah, I know. Offender escaped. Nothing really was done there. Now we have an armed robbery at a pawn shop. A man with a gun entered a pawn shop and demanded that all the money and valuables be put in the bag. Let's get Sue Barker, Yancey Asano, Purdy, Middleton and Degar and SWAT on it immediately. We'll keep Cecil here available for any late calls. And now the Sands needs even more help. I will hold off on that. We're doing fairly good on the whole gang thing out here. Armed robbery. Let's have a look-see. Offender caught, officers unharmed, civilians unharmed. Very good. We found jewellery. Let's get the mafia to sell that for us. We can dispatch some people up here to Sand. Some associates of Mr. Sand were planning to meet and discuss the Vargas situation. The meeting was supposed to happen in the forest outside the city, but our scout sighted a group of punks hanging around. Sure would like to see the look of their faces when the police roll up from out of the blue. Let's get Tony Robbins and Kate Middleton on the case. I am, however, at a complete loss to this investigation out here. I'll just hope that tomorrow we'll have more detectives working. I mean, Mosa will be back out here. You'll be back. I can ask you to stay if you're on whatever shift, and you can stay and you can pretty much work everything you can. I'll just get everyone working on it. Hopefully, we'll also be able to hire more officers or more detectives tomorrow. That would really be the most beneficial to our situation right now. And that's the end of the day. We are pulling into the lead quite dramatically with the Sand family, which is good. That's all our money, probably. Meanwhile, on B shift, we can't really ask anyone to stay in because they're all very tired down here. So hopefully A shift, what do they have got? Oh, they got Sandstrom, who's very well rested, but they got 4. What does B shift have? 1, 2, 3, 4. They got 1 extra down here. Ooh, what else can we do? We can ask Yancey to order to work. I'll try and get everyone back into green fairly shortly. I mean, it's looking good over here. I mean, Kochi, Yancey, and Stovall, that's all looking good, as is Grant. Beardsell is looking fine, and Khan. But they are down here. They're not looking good at all. I'll have to try and give those guys some rest because they'll start skipping out on work, and I don't want that. And what do we have here? Looming epidemic, the new flu. Money allocated for stadium reconstruction now missing. Homeless man wins $23 million in lottery. That's nice. Armstrong and Stovall didn't come back to work. Rumour has it they're packing for Tibet. Oh, Christ, I let him in, didn't I? One of them's an investigator. Stovall, he's a copper. Beardsell, no, you were reading a book. I'm not going to let you do that. We received a report of complaints here. Let's have a look here. Please be informed that your employees have filed a formal complaint against you. We are gathering information and familiarising ourselves with the circumstances of the case. Hire Asian coppers. The businessman is coming tomorrow, which means that every Asian officer will have to work tomorrow. That's good. We can hire 1 more officer. Fuck off. We can improve our SWAT team. We can work 3 times today, improve efficiency by 150%. Let's improve to 3 times. That might be useful. Hire 1 more detective. Yeah, let's go ahead and immediately do that. What do we have here? We got, that is another one of those. Maxim Powers, that's a great name, by the way. Let's hire on Kathy Mazza for B shift. And we can hire on another detective for B shift. We can hire on Piotr. Let's get this bloke here because I can pronounce his name. Oh, hang on. He looks more like an investigator. Let's hire him for B shift. Definitely more of an investigator onto him. And what more down here? We now earn 10% more. That's good. And we can hire... We have hired, haven't we? Yeah, surely we have hired. Oh, what's the deal here? Okay, let's hire on this officer then, maximum powers for A shift. And what else do we have? We have one more slot available down here. Let's get Joshua Haar for B shift as well. So we now have 30 officers in total. That's easy to work out then. What about here? Crime in progress, robbery at the port warehouses. An alarm has gone off in one of the port warehouses. They got assigned to the site. It's not responding, but the storekeeper says that this is nothing unusual. Apparently the guard is an old man who regularly drinks and even sleeps there in the warehouses. The room where the alarm went off stores frozen fish. Let's dispatch one officer, but with a SWAT team. Christ, let's get Hugh Grant and SWAT on it. Meanwhile, the investigation people out here will begin investigating even further out here. We've got Sandstrom, Armstrong's not come in. They're still waiting to start work. So we have all of these people out here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 working on a case. One of those is our lead investigator. As long as we don't lose Mole, she's very good. Hopefully we'll find some clues today. Now Sand needs help. Some of Vargas' men armed with flamethrowers burned down a city parkway named in Sand's honour. This is definitely a job for the police. Well, yes, we should investigate it and arrest the people who did it. But that's not something we can do. We can only assign a person to go over and, be a policeman near them. I'll not be surprised if that officer will need help up here. Let's have a look. Nope. Report finished. Was triggered by a flock of birds. The guard was drunken in the company of a prostitute. Oh, well, he's a lovely person, isn't he? Did you not arrest the prostitute and the guard for solicitation? You could have. It's probably illegal in Freiburg. We now have a rape in the ghetto. An elderly man taking a nighttime walk with his dog spotted a man and a woman entering a dark alley. He then heard the woman cry out, "Help, he's trying to rape me." I think he may be onto something here. This sounds like a rape indeed. We'll dispatch Bill Bailey, Jane Austen, Samadhi and Van Dart. No, let's not. Let's dispatch some of these younger or less experienced officers to attend as well, just to give them the experience to improve. Meanwhile, Hugh Grant returned back out here, and now we've got a theft at St. John's Hospital. We do not have anyone available. We have all the painkillers at the hospital pharmacy disappeared shortly after the building lost electricity. The pharmacy door shows no sign to forced entry. We will have to reassign some investigators over here. Let's go into detectives' details. Beasley's working today. Moser is. Mode is not on Sandstrom, so let's reassign Sandstrom. Just Sandstrom, because that's all we have right now. You'll just have to crack this case yourself. I mean, it'll give you a lovely boost if you do, but I'm not holding my chances out here. We now have a robbery. Oh, Christ, I'm running out of detectives now. An unknown person or persons under cover of night broke into a pharmacy, another drug robbery, and stole some expensive drugs and money in the cash register was untouched. Now, that tells me that we're talking about some sort of deliberate attempt. They wanted to specifically get something from it. So I'll have to leave just Moser and Marlowe on the case. I'll clear out De Brito and Mole as well. It'll be those three investigating for now while we crack the other case here. I'll assign Beasley to be lead here, and hopefully somebody will fill in tomorrow. We'll go in with a carjacking. An elderly woman who was shutting her windows for the night noticed two teenagers across the street break the window of a car and get inside. We'll assign Khan and Beardsell. I don't know what's that Samadhi there. Oh, a rape at the ghetto. Oh, she's been cut a bit, hasn't she? A wounded man is lying unconscious beside a woman in a torn dress. The woman is in a state of shock and is hiding something behind her back. Let her settle down and have a coffee around the corner. No, point a gun at the woman in order to raise her hands. Do not worry, not in any trouble. We have a witness. We don't know what she's hiding. It could be a weapon. Let's order her to put her hands up, just so we can see that she's not trying to murder us. That worked out fine. She is in a state of shock, so she's not necessarily logical or reasonable in her behaviour. She could just be trying to hurt anyone that comes near her because, she's in shock about being raped. So pointing a gun at telling her to drop whatever she has is probably the safest bet for everyone involved. Even though the media would probably not be pleased. Oh Christ, we now have a City Hall assignment. Today Freiburg hosts a concert by pop singer Girano Crepso. We promised the concert organisers will help with security. Please send your best people. Oh dear, yep. I'll dispatch those. They are literally my best people. mostly because Khan and Birch and Kojo was busy elsewhere. Investigation has started at a pharmacy at the hospital. I should distinguish the hospital pharmacy from the pharmacy robbery. Let's get in here and see the carjacking. Offender caught, officers unharmed. It is very good indeed. People don't seem to get away from our officers. Oh, and now the sands need help. Let's give that some time to expire before Khan is available. And Khan and Birch will just become available for the sand hit. An engagement party turned into a bomb crisis when our guest discovered a powerful explosive under the banquet table. Our experts already defused it, but it would be nice if police reassured our frightened guests and confirmed that the situation is under control. Yes, let's send Khan out there. I do realise that sending out my least experienced officers to all of those calls is pretty much a good guarantee to make sure they don't get as much experience as they could, but that's just the price we'll have to pay. Everyone else is fairly well done in terms of experience. I'll leave them to do the experience job. Meanwhile, we have an assault at a vegetable shop. 2 women and a man were seen attacking a black couple, smashing them around with boots no less. A local shopkeeper warned that he was calling the police, at which time the man ran away. But the 2 women continued the strange assault. Let's get Kochi, Yancey, Bill Bailey and Jane Austen on it. Off they go. The vegetable shop assault has been cleared. We arrested everyone and everyone's happy and uninjured and good and feeling very lovely indeed, I think. Oh, we got, bloody hell, look at that. We got plenty of reports coming in. Now, no new frames were found by Detective Marlowe. Theft out here, 3 new frames. We don't have enough to do anything, so let's leave that one be. We got 3 frames from Detective Beasley. Is that enough? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it isn't, so we'll leave that there. We finished the day, and we are still pulling ahead. Although they're catching up a bit, we haven't pulled out as far as I'd hope. We're kind of just maintaining the gap. Meanwhile, we have to keep in mind now that we have to assign all Japanese people to work tomorrow, or all Asian. The answer, he is, quite clearly. No, you don't look like it. What about you? You'll have to work you'll have to work tomorrow, Kojo. And on B shift we have 1, 2... Yeah, all of them are just coming in, right? All of them. Sandstrom, Marlowe... Oh, I can't really ask any of those to work tomorrow because they're very low down. Which means that we can't carry on with any of the investigations that we have going. We can ask her, and then I'll just have to force Beasley into working, as well as Marlowe. And I'll try and reassign investigators to work that case. That's good, because we have Mole, Marlowe, Beasley, DeBrido, Armstrong, Bowling, Turner, Sandstrom, Williams and Haar. We may have to shift those around on our shift tomorrow. So that one is assigned to the other shift. That's just a thing to keep in mind. Our newspaper headlines for Monday, the 5th of August, is Millionaire Bum Donates Everything to Church. What an idiot. Gay Club Admitting Minors. That's lovely. Janitor found dead after stampede at school disco. Sandstrom didn't come into work today. That's bad. Kojo didn't come into work. Fuck. No, you can't. You have to do the investigation. No, you have to keep investigating. I'm too tired. I can hardly walk straight. Can I go home? No, you can't. We can assign a stripe to an officer. Oh, shit. I don't know who that should be, though. I mean, who needs a morale boost more than anyone here? Probably one of my investigators. We could give it to... Who could we give it to? Actually, Beasley. It would help Beasley out in his investigation, and he'll probably feel wanted and, happy. So I'll give that to him. I probably will have to do some shifting around as soon as people are a bit more rested up, because we seem to have 2 lead investigators on that side and none on another shift. Words were difficult there, as you heard. And now we will have out here, let's see here, your friends send you the share from the sale of the jewellery. Take everything, yes. Hire Asian cops. Keep up the good work and make sure your final days at Freeburg are much more comfortable, so the department is happy about it. Please be informed that the employee complaint against you has been passed along to the prosecutor for further investigation. Can we not use our little, let's try and go into affairs, no, let's try and go into deputy. Can we not, hire a snitch to gather important information for you? Yes, that might be very good, actually. So we could probably do that. Or we can't buy names. That's what this is down here. That's the employee thing. We could hire a snitch. Yes, I want to do that. Select an employee that I want to hire as a snitch. Oh, who can we get? Who's actually useful for us? Do we not have Grant? I kind of want her. No, we don't. Let's get Sue Barker. Except she'll be paid to do some snitching for me, which gives us the inside scoop of anything that's going on. Now, however, we'll try and focus on our investigations here. Details, he's working, he's not. Let's get cracking on the slightly smaller incidents out here. Robbery. Let's assign Haar and Williams. Sandstrom here didn't turn up, did she? Let's have a look-see here. No, she's at home. We won't assign anyone to that, seeing as the lead investigator isn't here. They're working. Those two are working most recent. Let's assign DeBrito and Mole to this. Hopefully they'll be able to uncover something. We can always strip some people off if we need to again. This actually feels somewhat realistic now, because you have to shovel everyone around as you need to. We now have a destruction of property at the Chinatown dormitory. A student reported seeing a truck drive into the yard at the a hostel. A fat man climbed out and began to slice up bench. Hang on. A fat man climbed out and began to slice up. Okay, I didn't misread. I didn't expect to see the word bench there, which is why I did a double take. A fat man climbed out and began to slice up a bench with a chainsaw. Some other students tried to intervene, but the man threatened them with a chainsaw, saying, "I asked you nicely to keep quiet at night. Now you can park your yellow arses somewhere else." Well, that's not nice. That's not nice at all. Oh, she's a rat. Oh, that's brilliant. Let's get all the Asian officers down there, just, because we can. That's an Asian one, right? Yeah, sure, that's an Asian one. He's a bit drunk, though, so he might not perform well. The situation is more serious than we thought at the destruction of Ben's property. We will dispatch Massa and Robbins to the scene of the incident. We now have an assault with a deadly weapon, so a call has come in from the secretary of the law offices of Johnson, Jurgen and Katz. She reports that a woman wearing expensive fur coat and high heels entered the offices of the senior partners of the firm and asked the secretary not to disturb them. Shortly thereafter, shots rang out from the office. Let's dispatch Cecil, Yancey, Purdy and let's get Degar out there, as well as the SWAT team. That seems like a serious incident. We have two of those going on at the same time, which is stretching our resources a bit. We will have to prioritise calls for service, which means that we'll have to leave Sand just on his own for now. Destruction of property report. Offender caught, officers unharmed. That's very good. Our officers arrived at the ADW. The office door is closed, but inside the sound of men screaming, gunshots and breaking glass can be heard. Shoot the lock, knock on the door, swipe the secretary's keys. Let's swipe the secretary's keys. A bald man in a suit is laying in a pool of blood. A woman in a fur coat standing on a table, taking aim at two other men who are hiding in an overturned bookcase. Shoot the table leg, drop your weapon now, or pounce on the woman. Why don't we shoot the woman? I mean, shooting the table leg, that would just make her fall down, wouldn't it? Drop your weapon, she might shoot or pounce on the woman. We don't know where we are in relation to this. Let's try and shoot the table leg. Offender caught, officers unharmed, civilians unharmed. We are being a good police chief today. Sand needs help. We'll wait for the sort of officers to clear. They did now. I can dispatch Vandal and Massa down there. Some punks ransacked the house of a family member. It seems like they were looking for something other than money, maybe a notebook with a list of important contacts. Let's look up these scumbags before they can do any real damage. Why don't you just call 911? That's what I don't understand. Oh, and now we have something else. Dear Mr. Boyd, the TV show I produced, Justice for All, suffered a terrible drop in ratings last month. Our poll suggested that our viewers stop finding the shows believable. We are currently shooting the next season, and for one episode we need a real cop who will portray a cop pervert who is kidnapping young girls and raping them in his car. We don't have a huge budget, but I think we can afford a couple of thousand for you, and for the cop who will play the part in the movie, and plus everyone in the city will see him in the show. Well, seeing as it's someone who's going to do bad things to children, let's assign a fat woman, because that just amuses me. A bomb threat? Oh dear. A call just came in from a bank branch in the centre of the city. A man entered with explosives. He threatened to blow himself up and everyone nearby unless he was allowed to speak with the press and TV within the hour. The man claims that the bank took away his house after failure to repay a loan which he says he never took out. I'll leave that. We might get... Yeah, we got several officers returning back now, which means that we can assign them out here. Grab all of those, get the SWAT on, proceed to the incident. We now received reports from Derek Allen. Fuck you, boy, take your fucking orders and shove them up, you're better off, or quit. Thank you for your help. Okay, well, we lost Middleton. That's fine, we'll find someone else. The bomb threat cleared. Offender called officers unharmed, civilians unharmed. Let's hire someone else immediately from the market. Officer Deborah Proctor, no, let's wait till tomorrow because they're all shit. Now the Sand needs help by the port. Our family has several city officials on the payroll. One of them is ushering some valuable items through the public transport system. The goods are slated to ship out tomorrow, but it looks like there's some punks who want to dump the cargo overboard before it even clears the dock. Our man in the port says they bribed some guards. Too bad they weren't smart enough to bribe the police. You are correct. We need them to win because I suspect they'll give me lots of money if they win the gang war. Which is what I want. I just want the money to retire and I want my wife to come home because I'm very lonely. We received a call for service about destruction of property at Mrs. Sofa Furniture Store. The store manager reports that a long-haired old man with a large knife broke in. He's ripping out the lining of our sofas, shouting, "Where's my money? Put this cook in a straitjacket." Cook? He's obviously sick. Come away quick. Anyway, come quick. We are hiding in the back. We uncovered 3 new frames for the pharmacy robbery. So I'll try and review the clues now, because we can actually piece this whole thing together probably. So James Duff, pharmacist, says, "The night before last, everything was fine when I left. I just closed up the pharmacy like usual and went home. It was a little past 9. At exactly 9:30, I was at the bus stop, and I'm sure of. In the morning, I went to work like usual. As soon as I saw the broken window, I called the police. And Smeed Roby, homeless. Yes, I hang around at night near the pharmacy, but I don't remember much. One guy said to drink for my health and threw a $50 bill in my hat. I had a little celebration. After that, I ran right to the store, but that's all I remember. I woke up this morning and the cops were all over. I can't remember the man's face. I was more interested in the $50. All I can recall is a light struck something under his jacket. Something like a doctor's clothes. That's interesting. And that bloke's wearing a skirt though, which is weird. James came home a couple of hours later than regular, but that's not so unusual. The insurance refused to pay for the treatment he needs, and now we are always short on money. He's always trying to find part-time work, not that anything ever pans out. He's willing to take on even the most difficult and dangerous work. Yesterday, for example, he changed his clothes. Stones and debris. When he changed his clothes, stones and debris fell out. I'm starting to really worry about the heady jobs he's getting himself into, and that was carried off the pharmacist's wife. Mr. Mavza, Slovenko Mavza, pharmacy owner. Those damn bums who are always begging near my pharmacy are up to no good. Obviously one of them thought he'd be daring and take me for all I'm worth. Look at the guy. He's barely keeping on his feet. Where did he get the money for all that alcohol? I've never seen anyone even throw him a dime. Mrs. Sting, experienced pharmacists, the medicine they stole is... Okay, that's Deprasicaps. Yeah, sure, whatever. It's very expensive, but there's not a lot on the street interest, so I doubt it will sell on the black market. I don't think it was stolen for resale. Okay, so we have a couple of clues. I don't know how credible those clues are, so I'll have to try and review that. But quite clearly, someone broke in, which wore a... Yeah, okay, let's have a look see here. I can click on them. Oh, I didn't know. Yeah, I'm an idiot out here, so we have that being broken. And what did we have out here? So some broken window, so that's what occurred. Broken window. Oh, we don't have uncovered anything, have we, out here? That's coins, that's a bill. He dropped a bill in there. We don't have anything yet here, so we'll have to wait. I archived the hit and run case because I'm not really uncovering any new clues out here, so I'll try and focus on the cases that we do have. And we have bowling. Let's not assign anyone actually. Let's hold the phone on that. We can give the guys a rest now down here. The investigators does need a rest. There was a bundle of cash hidden in one of the sofas. Lovely. We found the loot. Hang on. We found some loot. Money. We can bring it to the police station or ask the mafia to sell the money. How does that work? Let's bring it to the police station. Why would you sell money? I'm looking at the roster and everyone in general seems to be quite tired. I'll give B shift a rest. I won't ask anyone to come to work tomorrow. With A shift, these two investigators, I mean, they clearly need a break. So I can't really do anything. I mean, they might not just turn up for work tomorrow, in which case that's just something I'll have to deal with. These investigators are at home, resting up. I can't really do anything. It's kind of in a terrible situation right now. I'll have to move some people around shifts